And most 7-Elevens in Mexico also have a little area where you can sit down and binge on your junk food. And I am a big fan of this rice pudding at 7-Eleven. It may look like baby food, but it doesn't taste like baby food. Well, hello True Mexico friends, this is Paul, an English guy showing you Mexico through my eyes. And today I'm going to be taking you to 7-Eleven here in Mexico City. I'll do a bit of a tour, and also I'm going to be showing you the 5 things I like to buy from 7-Elevens here in Mexico City. And why am I making this video? Well, I'm making it because part of life here in Mexico City is 7-Eleven. And the 7-Elevens here in Mexico sell the usual products you find in 7-Elevens all over the world. But the 7-Elevens here in Mexico do sell products targeted to Mexican tastes. For example, spicy candy, Mexican style desserts, for example, arroz con leche. And also, of course, you have things like tuna fish. Yes, tuna fish. If you didn't know, Mexico sells a bunch of tuna fish types. It's quite amazing. Even in the 7-Eleven, you have a variety. And the 7-Elevens here in Mexico do have a cooked food section like 7-Elevens all over the world. Now, I've been to some 7-Elevens in China, in Japan, and I have to say, the cooked food they have there is much better. They have, you know, a whole wall just full of different foods. The ones here in Mexico City, not so good. You don't have much choice. You just have things like tortas, hamburgers, pizza, things like that. But there is a reason for that, and the reason, I believe, is because of street food culture here in Mexico City. In fact, usually outside every single 7-Eleven you'll find a taco stand or a tacos de canasta stand or quesadillas. So I guess there just isn't the same demand for cooked food products in the 7-Elevens as in other parts of the world. What 7-Eleven in Mexico does do very well is the coffee. So the coffee is drip style coffee, and it's very nice, and you have a selection of the intense flavor or the regular or decaffeinated. And then of course they have the machines where they sell cappuccinos, hot chocolate, that kind of thing. So what else do they have in here? Well, instant noodles are very popular here in Mexico, especially the Maruchan brand. And as we are in Mexico, of course they have a variety with lime added. And talking of limes, the 7-Elevens here in Mexico all sell bags of limes. And as I said, you don't really get a great variety of cooked foods here in the 7-Elevens in Mexico. However, they kind of make up for it with the selection of snacks. So hot dogs are very popular, also nachos, and what's cool is there is always a cheese machine. They also sell a great variety of donuts. They are very popular. And of course you have things like hot nuts. And the products you find in 7-Elevens here come from 3 different sources. The first is 7-Eleven's own brand. There's lots of products from that. The second are the international brands you find all over the world. And the third are Mexican brands. So my subscribers from Mexico will all know Lala, Humex, Bimbo bread, all the different Mexican beers. And how are the prices of 7-Elevens here? Well, to be honest, it's not like 7-Eleven is way more expensive than the supermarket. The prices are pretty much comparable. Some things are more expensive, some things are cheaper. For example, beer. 7-Eleven usually has some really good deals on beer, beating the supermarket. However, when it comes to cooked food, that's where they will get you. For example, you can buy a torta milanesa for 34 pesos. Now, 34 pesos might not sound very much, but when you look at the prices of cooked food in Mexico City and what you can get for 34 pesos, that isn't a good deal for the size of that sandwich. And you don't just find 7-Elevens in neighborhoods here in Mexico City, you also tend to find them in the big skyscrapers, such as here in the World Trade Center. And most 7-Elevens in Mexico also have a little area where you can sit down and binge on your junk food. And they also sell these iTunes cards and also Netflix and Google Play. Anyway guys, talking of junk food, let's get out of here so I can show you my top 5 things I like to buy from 7-Eleven here in Mexico. Sitting in a park, very nice park actually. I've been meaning to go here for a while. Map link below, and true Mexico subscribers will know I like to try out new parks in Mexico City, and this one conveniently has chess tables. Convenient because I can put my 7-Eleven food hall on there. So let's tuck in. The first thing we're going to go for, it's a coconut donut. These things are very, very addictive. I don't like to buy them often for obvious reasons, but they are very, very nice. Check it out. Look at it. All this coconut on top. I'm a big fan. And this wouldn't be true Mexico without a taste test, although I have tasted these many times. Yeah, still tasting fantastic. Love these things. Okay, next in my top 5 of the things I like to buy from 7-Eleven will be this bad boy here, the flan. And many of you watching will already know that flan is very popular in Mexico, and the flans from 7-Eleven are pretty good. They do good Mexico desserts. Check this out. Doesn't it look tasty? So let's do a taste test. Get this guy out. Yes, very good. I do like my 7-Eleven flan every now and again. So let's move on to the next in my list of the 5 things I buy from 7-Eleven here in Mexico. And I'm going to go for another dessert, which is this. This is arroz con leche, or rice pudding in English. And I am a big fan of this rice pudding at 7-Eleven. It may look like baby food, but it doesn't taste like baby food. It's absolutely delicious. And don't worry, I'm not eating all of this now. I'm going to save it for later, go home, put it in the fridge. And the next thing I like to buy from 7-Eleven in Mexico are these guys, fiery nuts. And I never used to be a fan of hot nuts before. When in England, I was just eating cashew nuts, peanuts, salted flavor, that kind of thing. Hot nuts was a no-go, but now I've grown to love these things. So let's open them up and have a try. Here is a 7-Eleven fiery nut in all its glory, and you can see it really is covered in chili, and it's also got lime on there as well. So let's have a try. Very good, but look at my fingers covered in the red chili. In fact, these things are quite dangerous when you're lying on the bed watching YouTube. If one of them drops onto the bed sheets, you're dead, especially if you have a woman. And the final thing I like to buy from 7-Eleven is the product I definitely buy the most of, and that is their coffee. You saw the coffee earlier on in the video. It's very good quality, costs less than $1, good stuff. Okay guys, I'm heading home now to put my rice pudding and flan into the fridge. And if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. It does help the channel spread. And if this is your first time watching True Mexico, please do subscribe. It's great to have you in the community. So I'm Paul, this is True Mexico. Hasta luego.